Welcome back. Welcome back. Your man Dominic K in here. Dominic K in the morning on the all new radioonfire.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for tuning in. Andrew Brown Jr. That is what we're going to be discussing right now. And I think that for some time to come, we are going to be discussing this. Of course, just tuning in, Diamond K in the morning on the all-new radioonfire.com. And this situation is something that happens over and over and over again. What are we talking about? We're talking about, obviously, the death of another unarmed black man. And we found out about this last month. So what has been happening is that there has been a cover-up or an attempt to cover up. Attorneys for relatives of Andrew Brown Jr., who was fatally shot by deputies, said yesterday that the body camera video shows that Mr. Brown didn't strike them with his car before they opened fire, which contradicts the local prosecutor. Chance Lynch, attorney who saw the footage in private with Brown's family, said that Brown was sitting in his stationary car with his hands on the wheel when the first of numerous shots were fired. Family members had previously seen about 20 seconds of video, but were shown approximately 18 minutes yesterday under a judge's order. So the police had been attempting to conceal this information. Only releasing 20 seconds of the video, to me, is an obvious attempt to hide something. Because if Andrew Brown Jr. was in the wrong, if Andrew Brown Jr. did what they said he did, they would have released all of the video. You would have been seeing it from multiple angles. If Andrew Brown Jr. was in the wrong, the police would have put that stuff out early. But no, they released us 20 seconds of video. 20 seconds. And they won't even show the entire video. You know why they won't show the entire video? Because obviously there's something on the video that the deputies did that was wrong or could be perceived as wrong. And they don't want the backlash that would come. I think they're making it worse by holding it back so long. But the family family members have finally seen 18 minutes of video. And I'm sure that's probably not all of it. So the attorneys are saying that the footage contradicts the statements by the local DA, who said in court that deputies did not start firing until after Brown's vehicle struck them twice. Of course, painting the police, the deputies, as the victims. I mean, what are they? They can't be anything but victims, of course. They got to be victims, right? Every time, they're victims. So Lynch, the attorney for the family's description, aligns with what another family member, attorney, said after seeing the shorter clip. Lynch said this: "We didn't see any actions on Mr. Brown's part where he made contact with them or tried to go in their direction," he told reporters yesterday. In fact, he did just the opposite. While there was a group of law enforcement that were in front of him, he went the opposite direction. He went the opposite direction. Here on the program, we deliver the biggest political and trending news stories of the day with interviews and original reporting from across this country. Emanating from our studios in Baltimore and Atlanta. The show is fun, the show is upbeat, but I also want to expose what is really happening in this country. Radio on Fire is Black Voices giving you the American story. New episodes of the show drop Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., but I don't want you to miss any of our live broadcasts. In addition to our 8 a.m. program, we drop content throughout the day as news happens. So hit that notification bell so you get an alert whenever we go live. So the attorney for the family of Mr. Brown described the shooting as unconstitutional, unjustified, and said that the body camera footage of the shooting's aftermath shows that the deputies found no weapons on Mr. Brown. So, of course, they're going to go with that fear for their life thing. But he was unarmed. His son says, obviously, sadly, my father did not deserve to die at all. He said this after watching the footage. He did not deserve to get killed in any way, shape or form. He did not pose any threat at all. This is the son of Mr. Brown. Brown was outside of his own house in Elizabeth City when he was shot and killed on April the 21st. So April 21st, Mr. Brown shot and killed. This prompted days of protest by residents who wanted the public release of the body camera footage, which we still have not achieved. Deputies say that they were serving a search warrant and arrest warrant that accused Brown of possessing small amounts of cocaine, methamphetamine that he intended to sell, according to their search and arrest warrants. So, looking at the timeline here, shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. Andrew Brown Jr. was killed on April the 21st. On the 23rd, deputies were placed on leave. On April the 26th, family viewed that short 20-second clip. On April the 28th, the judge ruled on the body camera footage. And yesterday, Tuesday, May the 11th, the family got to see 18 minutes of the video of the killing of their family member, their unarmed family member, at the hands of deputies. Just tuning in, Diamond K in the morning on the allnewradioonfire.com. You can get the program anywhere you get podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can also download the WRF Radio app, WRF Radio, in your app store. Leave me a comment, scroll your timeline, attend a Zoom meeting on mute, do some online shopping, send an email while listening to Diamond K in the morning. Also, radioonfire.com, the all-new radioonfire.com. So during last month's court hearing over the sheriff's releasing this video, District Attorney Andrew Womble said that Brown's car was backing up when it first made contact with law enforcement officers, then came to a stop before moving again. The next movement of the car is forward. It is in the direction of law enforcement and makes contact with law enforcement. It is then and only then that you hear shots, the district attorney said. This is not true, according to people that saw the video. So deputies may have reached out and touched the car, Lynch, the family attorney, said, as Brown tried to drive away, but he did not initiate the contact. So we're going to have some discrepancy here. You can see where this is going. They're going to say he initiated contact. Family is contradicting that. The evidence is contradicting that. So the Brown family viewing the longer video. Unjustified shooting. We've seen this or heard about this happening so many times. Andrew Brown Jr. was 42 years old, fatally shot in the head by a deputy sheriff in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, here in the United States. Drug-related search warrant, arrest warrant at his residence. So judge limits footage that the family can see. They didn't see the whole thing, so I want to make sure that is clear. Did not see the whole thing. So in 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago, they saw 20 seconds of the footage. How do we know that they are not doctoring this footage and cutting things out? We don't know. There's so much. Andrew Brown's shooting shows police militarized, but without more training. They have more weapons, less training. This is something we're going to be discussing for quite some time. Get breaking news, adult conversations covering topics that are important to the Black culture. Visit radioandfire.com for our original radio, podcast, and TV programs. You want to support Don McKay in the Morning? Very easy to do that. I'm able to deliver our news and our views on Don McKay in the Morning because of our listeners, sponsors, and of course your donations. Visit radioandfire.com/donate to support what we do here. I'm going to be back later on today. So many things to cover. So many topics that we have to get into. On Cash App, it's $ DJ Diamond K. Or radioandfire.com/donate. A lot of things going on today, and we're going to talk about all of them.